Hola! Your dream vacation to Malaysia starts from rupees 24,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Hello and welcome to Galatta Plus. In this video review episode, we are going to be talking about Prasanna Vithanage's Paradise. This film is exquisitely realized and it is the story about how every story has many versions. So it's 2022. Sri Lanka has declared bankruptcy. The people are up in arms, sometimes literally so. And this is when an Indian couple decides to visit the island nation to celebrate their 5th anniversary. They are Keshav and Amrita, played by Roshan Mathew and Darshana Rajendran. Their driver, Mr. Andrew, played by Shyam Fernando, takes them on a Ramayana tour. He points out places where Ravana imprisoned Sita, the place where Ravana is in a slumber, and so on and so forth. Now might be a good time for Ravana to wake up from his slumber and save Lanka, Amrita says. It's clear she's mildly amused by the legends being narrated by Mr. Andrew. She has read many versions of the Ramayana and knows that in the Jain version of the epic, for instance, Sita fought Ravana with Rama as her charioteer. In a way, that is the crux of Prasanna Vithanege's Paradise, that there is no single version of any story and the truth is a complex creature. When Keshav is asked to confirm if 3 suspects are burglars, he nods, but is he sure about the truth? Or is this the version of the story that is most expedient or most convenient for him? When Sinhalese cops beat up suspects, are they convinced about the guilt of these Tamil men? Or is this the version of the truth that is most expedient for them? When a shooting happens, is the person with the gun sure about the version of the truth, or is the dead person a victim of a story that suits all parties involved? For that matter, is the lovey-dovey relationship between Keshav and Amrita the truth, or is it just a fiction they're telling themselves? And slowly the portrait, the story if you will, of a marriage emerges in all its versions. A little after landing in Sri Lanka, Keshav and Amrita settle into a cozy and costly retreat. It's in the hills. The place is practically empty because the average Sri Lankan cannot afford it. This paradise is cut off from the surrounding reality. The title is quite ironic. At first, we are invited to gaze at this couple, the ideal couple, as though they were Rama and Sita. Keshav is actually a name for Krishna, maybe gods are virgins too. There is a near magical deer that is spotted when Keshav asks for venison. The moment is right out of mythology, but Amrita, who marvels at the deer like Sita did, says that it is too beautiful to be killed, and that is just the starting point. Slowly the differences in the couple emerge. Keshav asks Amrita to stop vlogging and write the novel she has always wanted to. The remark is dismissive. After all, her vlogging is just an extension of her personality, which delights in simple sights like the one of roadside children selling guavas. Keshav is more interested in his Netflix documentary deal, and then all hell breaks loose. There's a robbery that the paradise becomes, in Keshav's words, a shithole. If you still wish to consider Amrita as Sita, then this becomes her Agni Pariksha, having to deal with an increasingly distant and intolerant husband. Keshav's disdain for the shithole is mirrored by the cops. At first, when asked to rush to the retreat, they complain about lack of fuel, but the minute they discover that foreign tourists are involved, they snap to attention. They are okay with the locals complaining about things, but they cannot have an influential tourist complaining and giving a different version of their nation's story to the world. As always, the gifted Prasanna Vithanage leaves enough room for ambiguity in a story, and every viewer will come away with their versions. For instance, there is the curious symmetry of the 3 blue-collar people in the lodge named after 3 religions, Iqbal, Shri and Andrew. At a festival screening, Prasanna refused to elaborate on this. K keeps his music threadbare, and Rajiv Ravi's camera is exquisitely alert to the faces. All the actors, Shyam Fernando, Mahendra Pereira, are informed, but the controlled intensity of Darshana's performance is especially brilliant. Given Keshav's increasing sulking, Amrita has to humanize the both of them, and Darshana does this beautifully. Roshan too is in his element. He gives us a man who tries to act powerful in order to cover up his powerlessness. Paradise is what you get when the version of the story you have heard is different from the one that unfolds in front of you. Some may say it's like life itself. Expectations are one thing, the reality is quite another. And that's it about Paradise. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galatta Plus and see you soon at the movies.
Hola! Your dream vacation to Malaysia starts from rupees 24,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.